Mama. I am going to talk to you about your kids today and some things that I have learned. I have been a mom for 12 years now, and I've learned a few things over those 12 years. Now, I'm not a seasoned parent and my kids aren't grown, but these things that I'm going to talk about, I feel have made a difference in my kids' life and in my life with them. And our kids need us. They need us as mothers to show up in these ways. So I won't be able to get to all of them, and these episodes are usually pretty brief, but I want to share with you a few things that are on my mind and my heart and the massive influence that you have over your children as their mother. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, fellow mom of 5 and host of the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find the positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life. And I can help you. Let's find positivity during our pregnancies and in our motherhood together. Thanks for joining. I want to start with a caveat or whatever it is. I don't know if that's the right word, but saying that if you feel shame about or guilt with the statement, the massive influence you have over your children as a mother, then this episode probably isn't for you. But if you feel that your kids need something more from you, or you have more that you want to offer them, but you're not quite sure where to start, and you're open to some ideas on how to be a better mother and a better parent, then this episode is for you. So that'll kind of clarify who this episode is for and who it's not. I'm not here to make you feel guilty or shame. I want to inspire you and encourage you in your mothering journey, because I know when I feel encouraged and inspired, I try harder and I do better, and I find things and learn from other people things that help me and help my children. So we are going to start off with they need your love. That is key. How can you better love your children? Some of the ways that you can show love is with your time, with looking at them, with listening to them, and touching them, physical touch, and voice, like telling them that you love them. What does your children need or child need from you in the way of love? What is their love language, and how can you better speak that love language? Now, I'm not the best at this, and probably why I do this podcast and why I am doing this episode is so that I can get better at it myself. So your kids need your love. Kids need rules. Yes, they do need rules, and they need discipline if they do not follow those rules. This is important because if they do not have rules or they are not disciplined, then they are going to be rowdy, wild, disrespectful, and hard to be around. They're going to be hard for you I don't want to say control, because that's not what it is. But it does help in that sense. Not that we control our children, but they need to learn that there are consequences for their decisions. The best way that they can learn that there are consequences for their decisions is by having and setting rules, and then following through with the consequences for breaking those rules. Now, we could probably do a whole podcast on that, and maybe I will make a note to do that in the future, because there actually can be quite a bit of technique and more appropriate ways that are understandable for children when it comes to discipline, but they do need your discipline. We have to train our children. That is part of our role as parents. We can't just let them run wild and be free, or else the consequences as they get older get bigger and they hurt more people. So If we can help them learn that their choices have consequences while they're young, hopefully it will help them to make better decisions when they're older. Now, of course, they're going to have their agency, but we as mothers still have to put forth our best effort. And as we put forth our best effort and do what we can to teach them, we will have done our best, and it will still feel good that we tried our hardest to do what we felt was best. Along with the discipline is sometimes they need boundaries. That kind of goes hand in hand. They need to know what your boundaries are and what is allowed or what is not allowed. The next one they need limits on screen time, like big limits. Especially if they're at school and looking at screens or iPads a lot. I highly recommend limits on screen time. Now, at first, this is going to be hard for you because screens are a good babysitter, and it will not just be painful for them, it will be painful for you because they're going to be whiny and they're going to be needy and they're not going to know what to do. And it's going to be very frustrating. But trust me, with time, it will actually help their attitude and overall demeanor if you have less screen time. What amount is appropriate for kids? Honestly, I think not very much. We do not do screen time at all during the day. Sometimes during the evening, I'll let them do a short, like one episode, and sometimes in the evening, like on weekends, we'll do a family movie, but they do not need very much screen time. The other thing they need is when it comes to discipline, and I should have put this next to discipline, but my notes were a little jumbled today, so forgive me for that. They need you to follow through. Part of the thing with threats is the kids realize that we're not going to follow through, so they keep doing more and more and more. But when you follow through with the discipline, that is what teaches them that not only are you serious, but there are real consequences. These are things that they need, but most of all, they need your love. I'm sorry that this only touches on a few basics of a little bit of things. I will try and do more detailed episodes on what I've learned and some opinions and stuff on each of those, but pray about it. Ask God what things you need to implement in your motherhood, things that your children are needing from you and that you desire to give them. Ask Him to help you, and He will. I have come to Him a lot in motherhood, and He has helped me over time to get better at some of the things I desire to implement, and I know He can do the same for you. So let's do this together, and we will talk to each other, or I guess I'll talk to you next week. Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts and becoming the mother that you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. Thanks for joining. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward in your motherhood. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.